All right, we don't have time for all that. Let's get right into this episode. Today is Thursday, December 15th, 2022. Thank you so much for watching. On a scale of 1 to 10, because they finally did what needed to be done, I'm going to give this episode a 10. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, y'all. So we start off by seeing Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke. So they're in the office and they told Ridge, yeah, we need to speak to you. And he was like, I didn't expect y'all both to be here. I got a message. They said, yeah, that was from both of us. We sent you that message to let you know that we wanted to speak to you. And he was like, yeah, I'm glad, to see you all here. Okay. And Ridge is looking puzzled. Like, what's going on? And they said, we've been talking. And he says, good. I always wanted you to talk. Now you know you would lie. You wanted them to the talk to make your life easier, but you didn't want them to talk the way they've been talking, which I suspect at the beginning of this episode, because I'm gonna go through it like I had don't know the ending. But you didn't want them to talk because you were afraid that they got to talking, some things would start moving and it wouldn't end well for you. But anyways, so they're trying to get to it. And then here come Charlie coming in. I said, Charlie. Now we see you once every blue moon. Uh, keep it moving. Because he's like, oh, you're back, Ridge, and all this, and they were like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, what do you need? He was like, oh, it looks like I interrupted something. And Taylor and Brooke were like, you did. Come on, you got to go. He was like, well, let me get on out of here then. So then we go to Hope and Steffi, and they're in the office talking about my dad's gonna pick my mom, and Hope, he's gonna pick my mom. They just going back and forth about which mama he gonna pick, and that's when excuse me, who came in? That's when Liam and Finn came in. They said they met in the hallway or whatever. And I said, oh Lord. And they said, oh, we were just having a discussion. And Liam said, do we need to mediate? And they were like, no. I mean, because everyone knows how my dad feels about my mom. And Hope said, everybody know how my Ridge feels about my mom. Destiny, I grew up hearing about it. How they first met. She was on a catering gig. Their eyes locked. It was love at first sight. I said, okay, well, come on in, Hope. Defend your mama. But Steffi said, but he cares about my mom. You weren't there. And then they started talking about CP Sheila. For a minute they brought up Sheila. Nobody even care about that. We don't care about that today, Liam. And then they started talking about, but Finn. Is it they saw, oh, I'm sorry, I can't believe it's this late in the week. Then they started talking about, well, Thomas made that CPS call, and Hope said, that's the only reason he got with your mama. I'm sorry, that's the only reason he got with your mama, because that CPS call came through, or he would have still been with my mama. Thomas just wanted to ruin her relationship. And Steffi said, you didn't see in Aspen, you didn't see all these few weeks, my mom and dad shared something special. Now, baby, they going back and forth. I said, you don't know what your mama's name want. That's why I be having people, don't pray for me, because you don't know what I'm praying for. But this is exactly it. Y'all sitting up here hoping for something, and you don't know what your mama and both your mamas is hoping for. But anyway, so they going back and forth. I'm not gonna hold you long on them. Charlie comes in and he says, I saw your second in the command and all this, and they were like, oh yeah. Steffi was like, what do you need? Is it something about Pam? We don't have time for that. He said, no, Ridge is here. And she said, yeah, I know he's on his way back. He said, no, he's in the building. And they said, with my mom both hoping, Taylor says this, Steffi says this, and he says, affirmative. And they said, what you talking about, Charlie? He said, he went them both. And they said, what? And so I guess Hope walked to the door or whatever, and she came back because Charlie leave. And they said, wow, that's wild for Ridge to be talking to both your moms and everything. And they were like, yeah, it is. They were like, well, he has to let somebody down gently. And Hope said, we all know who they're gonna be. And Finn, Finn trying to defend Taylor. You just hush and be glad to be alive and go look for your birth mama. Y'all don't have time for this pettiness. Y'all don't have time for it. You worry about Sheila. But anyways, so they're all talking, going back and forth about who, because I didn't want Ridge with Taylor. I'm sorry. If you're a Taylor fan, I don't understand how you want her with them. But they're going back and forth about all the reasons why he should be with Taylor, all the reasons why he should be with Brooke. And at the end of the day, they said Ridge is the one who decides. And Hope was mean because at one point she said, well, why he get to decide? And I said, exactly. Why does he get to decide? She said, because, this has been going on for a long time. But at the end of the day, she still want him with her mama because if that's what makes her mom happy, leave that tree alone. Sorry. If that's what makes her happy, she wants her with him. Okay, so then we go back in here. Now I'm about to paraphrase my butt off. We go back in here with Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke. So they talking to him, right? And he said, they said, we know why you're back to make your decision. Like you went soul searching. He said, yeah, whatever they want to call it, I went and did it. And Taylor said, I went soul searching too. And I'm back. And she said, I almost left LA, but I decided to stay. He said, good, because I want you here and all that. And so then Brooke started talking. And she said, all this time, you know, I was just so hurt by everything that went down. And he was like, I understand. And he knew it and all that. She said, you left me. Like you were in love with two women. You've been in love with two women forever. This is Brooke and Taylor both talking to him, telling him this. You've been in love with two women for decades. This has went on for decades. And then Brooke said, and you left me. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And to find out it was something, Thomas made the call. He said, I didn't know that. She said, but you didn't ask me. You didn't talk it out. Remember Reflections? We've been saying this the whole time. If he would have just asked or talked or let her know or did something, he would have known she didn't make the phone call, but he didn't do any of that. She said, you didn't do any of that. You didn't ask me. You didn't figure it out. You didn't want to know. You didn't even try to know. You just felt betrayal. And I went after you in Aspen. And you kept asking me to tell the truth and what had I done, and I had no clue what you were talking about. She said you ended our marriage and I was confused. And you went to Taylor. You ended our marriage, and before we could even get divorced, annulled, the paperwork even turned in, you were already with Taylor, had proposed to her, and was about to have a wedding. I said, well, when you say it like that, Brooke, when you say it like that, and she was like, who does that? Who does that? And then Taylor said, and then here I am. I was in Aspen trying to get my mind together, trying to get over you. Had finally set my mind to I don't want him no more. I don't want him. She said, and then you come to Aspen and you literally chased me down. She said, because I ran from you. And I told you, no, Ridge, I can't do this anymore. If you don't want me for just me, I don't want it. And I ran away from you and you chased me down. And you said you wanted me for me and that you loved me and you had seen the light. And she was like, but that wasn't the case. She was like, you proposed to me. We did all this. And then she said, when we found out about the call, you said it had nothing to do with that. She said, yes, Steffi told about the call. And she was right to tell. She was like, but we should be married right now because you said that's not what you were marrying me for. And I said, tell him, Taylor, because as much as people want to say, oh my gosh, Taylor was going to lie. She wasn't going to tell him the truth. She was going to marry him and he didn't even know Thomas had made the phone call, which, okay, Taylor had a small lapse of judgment there. She should have told him. But in the end, it should not have mattered because you said that's not why you were marrying her. You were marrying her because you wanted to be with her. So, in essence, y'all washed each other out because you lied too, Red. You've been lying to her way longer than she was lying to you because she lied to you for 5 minutes. You lied to her the minute you told her you wanted her in Aspen and it had nothing to do with Brooke. Your lying self, you knew you was lying. And so then she said, I deserve better than that. I told you I didn't want to be hurt again. And you told me I'm going to protect your heart. I'm not going to hurt you. And what do? You broke my heart. You shattered my heart. And she said, then we had this wedding and you left me. I said, girl, that's what I was talking about. Because that man didn't even come back and tell you he was going on soul searching. He just left. He left you at his daddy's house waiting to see if he was gonna come back. Good, come on, Taylor, remember it, feel that, feel that. And she said, I do. Because he left me there. And I can't believe it. And so then Taylor started, she got emotional. And then Brooke went over there and she consoled Taylor. I said, oh, this over. Baby, it's over. They don't want you no more. They don't want you no more. They said, I don't want you no more. It's over. And so he said, what is this? What are y'all doing? Well, he the whole time he just kept saying, what is this? What are y'all doing? And I'm sorry. And they were like, yeah, you are. Well, they might have not said that, but I heard it. Yeah, you are. And they said, we deserve better than that. And Brooke was like, we do. We deserve better than that. And they looking at each other like, yes. They didn't say it, but they're like, we in our primes too. We look good. We got money. We're successful. Now they did say this. We're successful. I mean, well, wait. I do want to see them go out and date. Why we deserve somebody who loves us and only us, who's not confused or conflicted. They said, Reg, for decades you've had it good. You've had two families. I said, tell him. They said you had two families. You had one with Taylor and one with Brooke. And whenever the mood swept or hit you, you decided, oh, I'm going to blow on over here or I'm going to blow on over there. That's what I heard. And they said, no more. Because we can do bad by ourselves. And I said, exactly. They were singing Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I said, yes. And they said, we're too strong for this. And exactly. Yes. And Reg is like, so what y'all saying? And they said, so we've made a decision. I said, we? Well, tell me, what's the decision? And they said, we don't want you. We deserve better than you. And we're going to find better than. I said, what? Not them listening to the fans and giving us what we've been saying from the beginning, that he was going to be by himself. They said, get O-U-T. Y'all remember Changing Faces? Farewell. Hey, history. Cause I can do bad all by myself. Hey, nah. Okay, they said, go on. We don't want you anymore. Get out. Get out. And then Brooke said, Taylor, let's go, girl. And Taylor said, well, yeah, let's go. And then Taylor said, hold on just a second. And she walked in front of Reg. I said, what you finna do? And she grabbed her purse. I said, oh. Child, that tickled me. She grabbed her purse and she and Brooke grabbed each other and they walked on out of there. And I said, yes. And they were like, we're doing this. Yeah, y'all doing this. And they walked on out and they got in that. Reg is in that room looking confused, baffled. And it is what it is, Reg. But they went out in that hallway and they were like, good for each other. And they high-fived, and that's how it went off, y'all. That was the Bold and the Beautiful today, child. It was a good episode. I was really looking forward to that one. We have been saying we want them to leave Ridge alone because I was not Team Brooke or Team Taylor. I like Taylor, but I was not Team Taylor with Ridge because he was always making her second best. Exactly what she said. You acted like you wanted me and you weren't gonna hurt my heart and all that. And then what do? You hurt my heart. And then for Brooke, you always be like, oh, we're so destiny and we're meant to be together. And then as soon as Brooke make you mad about any little thing, and y'all know I'm not Team Brooke. Y'all know how I feel about Brooke. I'm indifferent. But every time she would make him mad, he would run over to her to my girl Taylor. I ain't like that. So yes, this is the end of that whole triangle. But y'all know I'm gonna give this a few months to see how it go because you never know. But y'all, that was the Bold and the Beautiful today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for an all new, the final episode of the week of the Bold and What Happened on the Soaps, the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.